Wanna get up, puppy dog? Time to go feed the ponies. Let's go. Let's go. Minus 40 this morning. Not great. Did I actually say minus 40? It's minus 30 this morning. Hey, isn't that so much better? Hey. So I'm thinking, as I'm walking back towards the house here, I'll record a voiceover about what my intentions are for this vlog, since this is my very first one. We live in southeast Saskatchewan, and I enjoy gardening and really enjoy watching gardening vlogs. But I noticed there aren't an awful lot of them showing gardening in this area of the country. I grew up in southern Ontario. I moved to central Alberta, gardened there as well. Both of those areas are so very, very different from what we have here. So I want to journal what I'm doing, what works, and what doesn't work, for my own reference and education. And if anybody else gets anything from it too, so much the better. Here's my garden right now. All you people in England vlogging about planting your lettuces already. Sassafras. It's my hoop house, which we'll look at later because I've already started doing some stuff in there. Okay, let's go inside. It's cold. Okay, let's start journaling what we're doing this year. I've already had my first failure. Hooray! The sweet potatoes that I tried, well, they're moldy, so they did not do well. I tried the method where you put them in the soil and let them sprout the slips. Then you take the slips off, you put them in the dirt, blah blah blah. Didn't work for me. I started with sweet potatoes that came from the grocery store, so who knows what chance I had of making them go anyway. So I'm gonna be throwing out the sweet potato experiment next year, maybe. Imagine it's March and I'm already saying let's look forward to next year. But what has worked is the onions. I've already got some onions started. I'll see how big they are already. Those are some of them. So the onions that I'm growing this year are the one that I grow every year, and that is Superstar. Comes from VZ's seeds. 100 days, sweet white globe onion. Does well when there's a lot of moisture. The last few years we've been in a drought and they've done very poorly. But stick with them because they're very good onions. They're very sweet. You can just have them in a salad. Excellent on a barbecue. I'm going to make a concerted effort to keep these well watered this year. But I'm trying a different storage onion, and that is Talon, and that's 110 days. I'm also trying a red onion, and it's supposed to be a jumbo size and good in dry conditions. So I figured hey, we've had a drought for 4 years. Let's go with an onion that's good in dry conditions. So that is Blush. I'm also starting my own bunching onions, scallions. Their variety is Parade. I've never started these before. I've done scallions from sets successfully, but this is cheaper, so if this works, that will be great. I'm doing something a little different with the onions this year. I want to see if this helps out with things. I've planted in smaller cells and with fewer seeds in each cell. Probably about half, maybe even a quarter of the amount that I would normally put in. So in previous years, I would take out the plug, tease all the plants apart, set them out in the garden, and I'm hoping by having fewer plants in the cells that when I do tease them apart, there'll be less, root trauma, and they'll recover faster and get growing faster. It may seem like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you always do this? This takes up considerably more space, and I don't have an awful lot of space for starting my plants. So I'm hoping that the trade-off is worth it, that I get bigger onions sooner and still have enough space to start everything. The other things that I have started are the peppers. Now the red peppers that I'm growing are called Right On, and I grew them last year. I really liked them. They're small, but they were really sweet, and the plants were loaded. Lots and lots of fruit on the plants, and really early too. I was eating, I'm sure I was eating plants last year in July. This year we'll make note of it because we're doing a blog. The other peppers that I have are jalapenos. Early jalapeno, again from VCs. That's where I get almost all of my seeds. These are really nice. They are early, and they quickly turn red, so you don't have to wait forever for them to turn red. And by waiting for them to turn red, they make a really nice hot sauce. So, experiment number 1, sweet potatoes. Garbage. Experiment number 2, planting the onions less thickly in their containers. Seems to be working okay. We'll see how it works out in the end. Experiment number 3, starting the plants under a plastic tub. So far working great. I can see moisture on the edges, so it must be keeping in the humidity. And I have noticed that the stuff that I've already taken out does need watering more often, so must be working. Okay. So that's all we're gonna do for this one. I sure hope other ones are easier to make than this one. This took probably 3 weeks to get my things together and have the nerve to actually talk to a camera. I certainly hope things get easier and faster, and I get a little more comfortable at this. That would be good for everybody involved. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.